Hi, I'm Ryan Marker, and I'm going to be a science resident in your classrooms next year. I grew up in upstate New York, but moved out to Colorado 5 years ago. I completed my degree in physical therapy, and now I'm doing my PhD in rehabilitation science. As a physical therapist, I helped people get better after a lot of different types of injuries. Now, I research how our bodies work so we can come up with new ways of helping people get better after they're injured. In my free time, I like to do anything outside, especially hiking in the mountains and running trail races. I also like reading a lot of science fiction books and watching a lot of science fiction movies. I started reading these books when I was in 7th or 8th grade, and I became fascinated with outer space, the universe, and all the possibilities out there. I remember how I first felt when I realized how small I was compared to everything else in the universe. Now, I research how our bodies work, because even though we may be tiny, we're very interesting and complex, with a lot left to be discovered. Right now, I want to give you a little insight into how our brain controls the muscles in our body. Did you know that our brain actually sends electrical signals to the muscles in our body to tell them to move? These signals travel along cells called neurons until they reach the muscle. At the muscle, the more electrical activity, the more active the muscle will be. At the muscle, we can actually see these electrical signals and record them. Here, let me show you. I'm going to be recording electromyographic signals, or EMG signals, from a muscle in my leg that you might know as part of the quadriceps. EMG is just a fancy way of talking about the electrical activity in a muscle. Here you can see that as I straighten my leg out, there's more muscle activity. But as I pull my leg back down, there's very little activity. This is one way that EMG can be used to investigate how a person moves. A muscle will be active when it's involved in a movement, but it won't be active in a movement that it's not involved in. Let me show you one more thing. Most everyone has probably seen something like this at a doctor's office. The doctor will take it and tap your knee, and your leg will move. What the doctor's actually doing is checking something called a reflex. And that creates muscle activity that we can see as well. So if I take this reflex hammer and I tap my knee, you can see a couple things. My leg moves, and there's a little bit of muscle activity along with that movement. What's actually happening is the tap is creating muscle activity that then causes my leg to move. All of this is also happening in my spinal cord. My brain's not telling my leg to move at all. I hope you enjoyed this little demonstration, and I'm excited to be in your classrooms. If you have any questions about anything I showed you, please come find me. I love talking about this stuff.